Welcome to my Veni Vidi Coxy kitchen. Here's Vanessa. Today I'm going to show you how to make my super tonic, which is a health tonic that I use especially during the winter months, but actually all year round. And to take apple cider vinegar is probably something you're familiar with to help the stomach, to help the cleansing of the intestines and so on. You know, that is probably something you're familiar with. However, this here is apple cider vinegar that has been infused with 5 very powerful vegetables or spices or whatever you want to call them, combination of. Now, I have to admit that this is not my own idea. The idea came from drschulze.com, schulze.com. I read his ingredients for his super tonic and I just make my own because, quite frankly, it's very expensive to get it from the US to Canada and I need so much. So I'm just winging it here. To get right to it, we have organic apple cider vinegar and I use 2 bottles, which is about a gallon, and placed it into a plastic jar. I use now, I don't know if you want to do plastic. If you have a porcelain huge jar, you can do that too. I start with 2 gallons. And then you need 5 ingredients for that. You need horseradish, and of course this needs to be peeled and chopped, coarsely chopped. Ginger, which I don't peel, I just wash it really well and chop it up. And as you see, there's quite a bit here. 2 large onions, and these ones are the strongest, plainest onions you can get. You're not looking for white onions or red onions or mild onions. You just want to have real onion flavor. 2 or 3 whole heads of garlic, which I just chop in half, as you can see here. And then you need hot peppers. Now I would use about 12 of these Thai chilies. 8, 9, 10, 12. Yeah. Maybe I would add a habanero, but that's your own choice if you want to do that. Usually the Thai chilies come in red. They're ripened. These here are unripened, but that's all I could get. So I'm going to just chop them up and we'll come back in a moment. I'll show you the rest. So here we are again. We have our 5 ingredients. We have the horseradish chopped, the ginger chopped, the garlic cloves chopped. You can leave the peel on. Hot peppers, I like to use a little more myself. And here I have a couple of onions just coarsely chopped in my jar. So I put everything in a bowl, poured it into my cider vinegar, and what's happening now is I put a cloth over top and probably a plate on top of it too, a little later, just to hold it down. And I let it sit in my kitchen for about 3 weeks. But after a week, you can already go and take a little bit out and drink it. So here, it's very hard to do this with filming and yeah. So here I have a glass of water, and here I have my super tonic. I call it super tonic. And I put a little bit of this apple cider vinegar in. And you can drink that first thing in the morning, just when you get up, and at night when you go to bed. I didn't find it so good to not to drink it on a full stomach, like after you ate. It just doesn't seem to agree, you know, to go on top of the food. But it's a wonderful remedy to have, a house remedy to have on hand, to help with cleansing the body and help with digestion, and all these powerful vegetables and spices that are in here really help to keep the viruses down in your body. So with the cold season coming up, yep, that's what I do. So I wish you all the best in making your own, and we'll see you next time.